Hey guys, it's Robbie here, a buddy of Indy's. We're just going to be taking a little crib tour of our Minecraft world. So to get us started off, we got our sugarcane around here. And alright, let's get us started going here. Okay, so first off, we got that nether portal, you gotta get in and out of there, get some stuff, and then we have a wide variety of colored sheep, as you can see. It took us quite a while, not gonna lie, it took us quite a bit. Quite a few hours, we got it done though, so I'm pretty proud of it. I think Indy's pretty proud of it too. We got our buddy horse in there that I found, and yeah. And then Indy's planted this beautiful farm here. Let's take a walk through that, Oh. Okay, so, we got all our carrots and our wheat and all that, and some potatoes, and he's done a great job keeping this up to date. And, it's going pretty good, and I think we're both pretty happy with what we've achieved so far. So now let's take up a trip to the house. A little while to get up there, as you can see, we're in the jungle here. We like it that way, nice and easy. Making it fun and stuff, and building up in the trees, big tree house. Alright, so this is the sleeping area. This is Indy's bed right here, and then this is Robbie's bed, mine. And then we got our chests and stuff and whatnot, and then, I got some furnaces. This is just kind of our starting room, and then we just kind of had a little area here, but, so yeah, now we got our crafting table, some furnaces, chests, and then Indy made us a beautiful window here. Look over the beautiful sunset. And then, I put in another little one here, look over the rest of the jungle, and then we got some another ones over here. Alright, let's keep touring the house. We got some plates, just to make it easier for us. And then we got some more chests and a nice, beautiful painting Indy got up there. And we're gonna get in here. This is our kitchen, actually. We got quite a few furnaces in here, and we got some freaking those, yeah, forget what they're called. And then we got, this is our fridge. It's pretty dope. Indy built it up for us. Click that and you get a carrot, and it's like, okay, that's pretty cool. And then munch on that for a bit. Got a couple more chests. Here's all our stuff. We got some gold, some diamonds, lots of iron. We're just loaded with that. And then we're going up, and we got just a nice little hallway in here. Put in little windows, give it some light in the daytime. And then up here, we have the enchantment table. Beautiful thing. Lots of enchantments for that. And then another beautiful window Indy's put in up here. And then, we're just going down, and, this is an expansion I just put in recently, just making the house a little bigger for us. You got the windows all along the top here, all the way to the end. And we're getting to the next room. We haven't really figured out what we're going to do with these rooms yet. We're probably going to figure that out in the future here quickly. But, yeah, once we get that up to date, there'll probably be another couple videos on once it's fully complete and, all done and up and ready to go. Then, there's another little hallway, some windows in here, we got windows everywhere, keep it bright in the day. Then we got another little room here, and we're going to also expand out to that tree. It's going to be kind of cool. We're going to have like a staircase effect. It's going to be pretty dope. Then, a nice little window over here, looking at the trees. Probably a lot more expansion is going to go on throughout this area. And it's pretty nice, we got good view out here, very good view, not going to lie. And then we got our diving board here. We got a beautiful diving board, just a nice jump in if you need a dip in the water. It's good, and you got a couple higher dives, and as you can see, there's our whole house, and there's our beautiful view of the whole jungle. We'll probably do a lot of expanding in the near future. Lots of trees to expand to. We're gonna need lots of wood for that though, so we'll have to go on lots of trips for lots of wood. But thanks for watching, guys. This is Robbie.